All right, Shalom, giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem HaKadosh. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and peace and salutations to those for elect. And yeah, I've been thinking about this verse over the past few days, Isaiah 30 and 10. And I'm going to read up a little bit, but I just wanted to speak on it a little bit, and go in the spirit. So I'm going to start at the top, Isaiah 30 and 1. It says, "Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin unto sin." Yeah, and a lot of that's the mind state of a lot of our people nowadays. All right, they're mentally wise. Without knowing that, a lot of our people, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, if you're into any other doctrine or philosophy, then you're taking a covering of another spirit, another God spirit, which ultimately all these gods are fake and they go back to men anyway. So really, you're taking a covering of another man's spirit. These are different spirits that are out here. It's way more to it than just what the eye sees. So a lot of these people are taking a covering of someone else's spirit, and that in itself, that's fornication against the Most High. All right, because Israel is a nation, we're like the Most High's woman. But when you go and worship these other gods, that's committing spiritual fornication. And a lot of our people unknowingly, you're taking a covering, but not of the Lord. Y'all are, well, like it's going to say, verse 2, that walk to go down into Egypt, and we're in Egypt right now. All right, spiritual Egypt. All right, the place of bondage. All right, America is a lot of different kingdoms, and one of them is Egypt. It says that walk to go down into Egypt, and have not asked at my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh, and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. So y'all are trusting in the shadow of Egypt. All right, which we know the scriptures say, Psalms, all right, that walk through the valley of the shadow of death. All right, America is the valley of the shadow of death. All right, which is also what? It's Egypt. And a lot of our people, y'all are trusting in America's shadow. Y'all are trusting in what they have to offer. Y'all are trusting in, the different technology that they have and how far it will go. I remember talking to a Jake a while ago, talking about, man, and, what's going to happen when we start joining together with robots, and how far do you think that'll go? All that stuff is vain. All right, all the witchcraft, because that's ultimately all these phones and everything is, man. A lot of it is just witchcraft. All right, all this craft, this technology that you think is the best in the world, all of this is going to be child's play compared to the kingdom of heaven. All right, ultimately all of this is vain in the first place. Because these, like I said, these are all, America is filled with nothing but spirits out here, man. So that's why you got to make sure that you're under the vibration of the names of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. That's why it's also important to have those names. Because with those names comes a whole different vibration. That's how we can keep separating ourselves from this matrix, man, from this society that we live in. Right, but I'm going to keep going. It says, "Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust of the shadow of Egypt your confusion." So all you Jake that are constantly trusting in America, that's going to be to your downfall. A lot of you all that heard this truth but are still trying to, build up something to stay in this land for 10, 20 years down the line, that's going to be your downfall. But I'm going to go down to verse 10, which was the point. It says, "Which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceit." And that's what a lot of our people are buying into nowadays. They're buying into these smooth things. I'm going to go into that word smooth. Because a lot of our people, a lot of our verses here that America's going to be destroyed and a new kingdom is going to be set up. A lot of our people want to hear that prosperity doctrine. That the Lord wants you to go out and try to become famous, and make money and do all these things, and that God's with you. when he's not. You know, a lot of you people trust these celebrities more than you trust the actual prophets, and you trust what these celebrities will say. You know, like brothers always say, if Jay-Z or somebody was out in the corner speaking, you know, then people would listen to him. But when they see us, they don't listen. Which, what they don't know is that Jay-Z and all these celebrities, their God is Satan at the end of the day. So whenever they think, you know, whenever they say, I want to thank God for giving me, you know, everything I have, the success, they're not talking about the Most High. All right, they're talking about Satan. But this is for that word, smooth things. All right. For the word smooth, it says chalapa. All right. Chalapa. And it says portion, parcel of ground, smooth part, smoothness, flattery. So Jake, at the end of the day, Jake wants to hear, you know, flattering words, you know, meaning things that are going to soothe him. It says slippery places, smoothness, you know. So it said, which say to the seers, seek not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things. And that's the spirit of a lot of Jake. They want us to speak smooth things into them, you know, because they don't want to deal with the reality of the situation that we're in. Because if you would deal with the reality, you'd understand that right now we're not in heaven. You know, it's more than just heaven being a mind state. We're literally in hell. All right, we are in a low state, and heaven, the kingdom of heaven, is going to come when this kingdom is taken down. All right, and we're able to rule in righteousness. But right now, a lot of people just don't want to deal with the situation that we're in, and it's that, hey, we're under bondage, we have a wicked rulership, and we have to endure and fight for the Lord in order to get out of here, man. The harder we go, the sooner we're going to get up out of here. But majority of our people just want to hear those smooth things. It says, verse 11, get you out of the way, turn aside out of the path, cause the Holy One of Israel to cease from before us. Right? And this is continuously going into those 2/3. All right? Because those 2/3 are back now. They were back in the ancient day, and now they're back here. And ultimately this is what they would want. You know, if they could, they want to try to kill us. All right, and so I was just reading Isaiah 30 and you know, found these verses interesting, man, because like I said, the Bible is always going into the mindsets of these different people, right? Majority, 2/3 of our people, they want to hear smooth things, you know, stuff that's going to sound pleasing to the flesh. All right. Verse 12, wherefore thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because ye despise this word and trust in oppression and perverseness and stay thereon, therefore this iniquity shall be to you as a breach ready to fall, swelling out in a high wall, whose breaking cometh suddenly at an instant. Yeah, it said a breach ready to fall. I mean, there's a big old wall, and it has a breach in it, you know. Let me go into that word, breach. For breach, it says parats. Parats, or I believe that's paratazah. I believe that's parat. All right? Now, Salakia, if I'm wrong. It's either parat or paratazah. I believe it's parat, though. And it says a breach, a gap, a bursting forth, a broken wall. It's this outburst, figure of speech of God's wrath. But he's using it in a metaphor for a broken wall. All right? Like you have a breach in a wall, swelling out in a high wall, whose breaking cometh suddenly at an instant. So that's likened unto the destruction that the Lord is going to bring you people. You know, it's a big old wall, it has a breach in it, a gap in it, you know, and then it's gonna fall suddenly on you all and destroy you. All right, for those of you all that don't want to hear the Lord's word. All right, verse 14, and he shall break it as the breaking of the potter's vessel that is broken in pieces. All right, and we know what the scriptures say, and it shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. So this is just further showing you that the Lord is the one that's always in control. It says that is broken in pieces. And it says, and he shall break it as the breaking of the potter's vessel that is broken in pieces. He shall not spare, so that there shall not be found in the bursting of it a shred to take fire from the earth, or to take water or to take water with all out of the pit. So there's going to be none left. There's going to be none left. America is going to be completely done away with. But really, I just wanted to focus on verse 10, just a quick spiritual hit, if you will, because a lot of our people, they want the smooth things. They can't endure the bitterness, which actually I'm going to end it on that, because the scriptures say, first it's sweet and then it's bitter. All right. I believe what I'm looking for is in the Apocrypha. All right, so let me see. Oh no, yeah, Revelation 10 and 9. Yeah, that was it. Revelation 10 and 9, and it says, I'm gonna start at 9. It says, and I went unto the angel and said unto him, give me the little book. And he said unto me, take it and eat it up, and it shall make thy belly bitter, but it shall be in thy mouth sweet as honey. It says, and I took the little book out of the angel's hand and ate it up, and it was in my mouth sweet as honey. Meaning in your mouth, that's when you first get it. That's when you first eat it. That's when you first taste it. You start to digest it. Because when you first come into this truth, it's like, hey, you coming back to your nationality, who you are. Your God's chosen. We're going to live forever. So it's sweet. But then it says, and it was in my mouth sweet as honey, and as soon as I had eaten it, my belly was bitter. It says, and he said unto me, thou must prophesy again before many kings and nations and tongues and kings. Before many peoples and nations and tongues and kings. Yeah, but that's the point, is that, hey, when you first come into this truth, it's sweet. But then once you are in it for a little bit longer, you start to digest this word more, the words out of the book, it becomes a little bitter, because then, it comes with bearing your cross, going through different trials and tribulations, that's the bitterness that comes with it. But ultimately it's for the betterment of you. Normally anything you eat that's bitter is really good for you, man. I don't know the most about herbs and all that, but majority of stuff you eat, that's bitter, it's very beneficial to your body. So that's like this truth, man. It's sweet and then it's bitter, but at the end of the day, it's something that we need. But majority of our people, they can't handle that bitterness. They just want the sweet things, those smooth words. Hey, that's just a mindset to stay away from and to understand how majority of our people think. So with that, Lord's willing, this was edifying. All right, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash, Shalom.